How are you?
Very well. Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, so remember, I'm recording this session. Okay, so this is a reminder. So I just need to ask Vanessa something again. So Vanessa, you are in another class at the same time. Is that correct?
No teacher, no teacher. I'm family for.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So that's good to know. Thanks. Okay, so I hope all of you are doing well. Today we're going to continue talking about modal verbs. Actually, I'm going to share my screen with you to take a look at the presentation. Just give me a sec. Okay, so as usually, this is a PowerPoint presentation, and here we have a picture. Okay, I don't recall if yesterday we already worked on this one, on must, or no. I think no, right?
Teacher, you say that today you will
Explain more?
explain about must.
Okay, okay, that's fantastic. Okay, thanks for reminding me. Okay, so here we have a picture, and actually we already saw this picture yesterday, but we didn't see the structure, the grammar structure, right? So yesterday we were saying that these two women are talking about the cinema, and one of them is suggesting, right? So it's a fantastic film. You must see it. You must. It's like these people, this person is giving advice, right, to her friend, and it's a strong advice. So that's why we use must. And here you have a chart with the grammar structure, and then we have the subject goes first, I, we, they, you, and also could be a noun like my mother, my father, things like that, right? And after we write must, which is the modal verb, and after must, we write or we say the main form of the verb. So we don't write to do or to go, no, or does or doing, no. The base form of the verb, that means do, go, see, eat. So you don't add anything to these verbs. Okay, so remember, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so now we're gonna move to the next. Here you're gonna see more examples. And then, so I must means I need to do it, right? I need to do it. It's something that is mandatory, or something that it's very important to do, right? So otherwise you could have a bad consequence. So you need to do it. And then we have, am very hungry. I must eat something. Why? Because if you don't eat something, you're gonna get sick, right? Something bad would happen to you if you don't eat. Okay? So that's the main use for the modal verb must. Okay? So to do something that you need to do, something very important. And then we have, it's a fantastic film. You must see it. Here, this is a strong advice, a strong piece of advice. right? So it's a fantastic film. You must see it. So it's like if you go to the cinema, you cannot see another movie. No, you have to see that one, okay? And then the windows are very dirty. We must clean them. Why? Because if you don't clean the windows, sorry? Pardon? Manolia? Manolia, do you want to say something?
No, teacher. Sorry.
Ah, okay, okay. And then now, if you're gonna say the same sentences in the past, you don't use must, okay? In that case, you have to use had to, right? And remember, for the past, we're talking about yesterday, last week, right? 2 days ago. Okay, so here we have the same example, but with a twist, okay? So I was very hungry. I had to eat something, okay? So you don't use must, you use had to. Remember, had is the past simple of the verb have, right? So I had to. And then you use the infinitive form of the verb, okay? If you look at here, you're using to after the verb had. So I had to eat. And this is a very important difference because when you use must, you don't use the infinitive form. You don't use to, right? So you just say must eat, but you say had to eat. And the last example, we had to walk home last night. There were no buses. So you don't say we must walk. No, because if you say we must walk, that's in the present. In the past, we had to walk. Now, is this clear or do you have any questions so far?
It's clear, teacher. Thanks.
Clear? Okay. Thanks. Okay, so now in the next one, we're gonna look at the negative sentences. How to make negative sentences with must. So you only have to add not, okay? So must not, or the contraction, mustn't, mustn't. Okay, and then you have I mustn't go, okay? So I must, actually it says I must go, I mustn't be late, okay? I mustn't be late. And again, we have the base form of the verb, which is be. The next one, it says, I mustn't forget to phone Chris. Now here, to phone is a verb, okay? I mustn't forget to phone Chris. But the verb, the main verb we're using after must, in this case mustn't, is forget, right? So we don't use the infinitive form, you see? And then in the last one, well, in the next one, be happy. You mustn't be sad. It's like don't be sad. But you know, it's very difficult to say someone don't be sad or you mustn't be sad, right? And then finally, you mustn't touch the pictures. Okay, this one is very important because usually we use must or mustn't to talk about rules. For example, under COVID, You mustn't throw parties in your house, right? You're not allowed to do so, right? Or for example, if you are in a place, let's say if you are in the supermarket, so you mustn't smoke, right? You mustn't smoke because it's an indoor place, so you mustn't do it. Or for example, let's say that a teenager who is 15 years old, so you can say to that teenager, you can say, you mustn't drink alcohol, right? Because you're talking about rules. And then here in the picture, the mother is telling her daughter, you mustn't touch the pictures, right? So she's not allowed to do so. Because the rule is not to touch the pictures. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Now I want you to tell me in the chat more examples about some rules. Even rules, I don't know, especially if you are a mother or father, parents says many rules, right? They usually says you mustn't um, break the windows, or you mustn't let's say eat eat your brother's food, things like that. I don't know, it's up to you. I want you to tell me more rules, even rules that you can find in public places. For example, right now it is mandatory to wear a mask, right? So how would you say that? Oh, Natalia says, children must wear the school uniform to go to class. Yes. Yeah, because it's mandatory, right? It's an obligation. Yeah, when something it's mandatory means that you have to do it. You must do it. It's very strong. Vanessa says you mustn't be late at home. Yes. Yeah, what time, Vanessa? What time is a good time? Natalia, in my house, children must help cleaning up the kitchen. Oh, that's wonderful, Natalia. Yeah, it's the best way for the children to learn how to help around the house. And when they are grown-ups, they are helpful people and they can do everything by themselves. Heidi says we must wash our hands several times a day. Yes. Yeah. That's great. Or for example, we must wear a mask in public places. Yeah, what about parties during COVID time? Or about, I don't know, or maybe even the laws, right? The laws by the government. I'm gonna write more. Andres says, I must wash the lunch dishes. Oh, that's a rule in your house. Nice. Yeah, that's good. So Veronica says the students mustn't eat at the classroom. Okay. Yes, that's a rule. We must be quiet in a library, right? Oh,
Can I see another example?
yes, please.
The drivers mustn't drink alcohol.
Okay. The driver.
The drivers
Driver.
mustn't drink alcohol.
Yeah, while driving, right?
Yes,
Mm.
because it's illegal.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Okay, so drivers mustn't drink alcohol. Before, during, and before and during driving, right? Yeah, don't drink and drive. So yeah, that's great. Okay, so can you see the slides again? Oh, by the way, I didn't ask Silvana, can you see the slides?
No, teacher.
No, oh my goodness. Please remind me because sometimes, yeah, I just forget. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a screenshot of the other ones. So sorry, Silvana. Okay, there you go. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about another use of this modal verb. Okay, so sometimes you can use it to say that something is not necessary to do it. Okay, now pay attention. Here we have don't need to. I don't need to, so it is not necessary to do it. I don't need to go yet. I can stay a little longer. So this means that you have an option or you have options, right? So it's optional to do something. So it is not necessary to do it. It's like do it if you want. Okay. Oh, Manolia says you must read this book. Yeah, it is if it's a really good book, right? Yeah, very well. Yeah, going back to I don't need to, we have another example. So you don't need to shout. You know, shout is when you raise your voice, usually when you are having, okay, shout. Let's say that you are having a quarrel with or an argument with someone and you raise your voice to show your disagreement or your annoyance. So that's when you shout. You make a lot of noise with your voice. That's not good, right? So you don't need to shout. I can hear you, right? You don't need to shout. You don't need to raise your voice too much, okay? I can hear you. I can hear you okay. You can also say don't have to. I don't have to go yet. I can stay a little longer. Now compare don't need to and mustn't. You don't need to go. You can stay here if you want. In the next one, you say you mustn't go. You must stay here. So what do you think is the difference between these two sentences? What do you think? Natalia?
Teacher,
Hmm.
when you say don't need to, it means it's not necessary.
Yeah.
But when you say you mustn't, it is obligatory not to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Very well, Natalia. Very well. Yeah. Nice. Thank you. Now here you have some exercises, right? So you have a box and inside you have some words like be, eat, go, learn, meet, wash, and when. If you have any questions about vocabulary, please let me know. In the first one, I'm very hungry. I must eat something. Okay, so here you just fill in the blanks with the right verb and the modal verb must, right? So let's try to answer these ones. You can say it, or if you want, you can write the answers in the chat. So it's up to you, right? I'm gonna take the screenshot for Silvana. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna assign you one sentence. Okay, so number two for Magnolia. Oh, you're Andres, you're answering must meet. So which one is that one? Which number? Is number two, right? Marilyn is a very interesting person. You must meet her. Yes, number two. You must meet her. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Silvana says number three, must wash. Number three, my hands are dirty, right? I must wash them. Yeah, very well, Silvana. Okay, so what about number four? You blank to drive. It will be very useful. Then, okay. Heidi says must learn for number four. And yes, Natalia agrees. Yeah, you both are right. And number five, I must go shopping. Yes, I must go shopping. I need to buy some food. Yes, yeah, very well. Yeah, what about number six, Vanessa? And number seven, Veronica.
It must win.
Okay, so yeah, we must win. Yeah, we must win. Yeah, very well. Okay. And then Magnolia says must be. So you can always have things immediately. You must be patient. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so now we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna show you. It's I'm gonna show you how to play it. I don't know. Can you see my screen or no? Yes?
No.
No?
No.
It,
No,
no? Okay, let me go back. Stop sharing. Share again. It must be green because it's an Educa Play game. Okay. And now? Yeah, Heidi says I can see. Natalia, I can see. Yes. Okay. Silvana, I know you're having problems to see the screen, but I'll show you later, okay? So here you have to press a button, the start button, right? And you have two columns. You have to match the columns. So for example, I'll try to, for example here, we must leave the meeting early. So you have to find a sentence that it's very similar or it has the same meaning. Okay. So which one do you think is the sentence that has the same meaning? We must leave the meeting early.
we can stay until the end.
We can stay until the end. Yes. So you see, you match. And that's it. Okay. So I'm gonna, okay, so in the chat, you will find the link to the activity. I don't know if you can see it now. But wait a minute. That's not the link. That's a picture. Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So I think this one is good. Okay, good to go. Yeah. Okay. So just let me know if you're having any problems or if you need help. Okay, just let me know. I'll try to help you. And remember, when you finish to play the game, please take a screenshot and share it in the chat. So Natalia finished. Okay, Natalia, yeah, very well, 100%. Yes, very nice. Yeah, well done. we have Veronica. Yes, nice. Yeah, 100% as well. Yeah, good job. Do you have any difficulties with this game, with this activity, or no?
No, teacher, it's with the connection.
Ah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Also, oh, Haiti, yes, as well. Yeah. So I think you're very good at, or at least the explanation was clear. Okay. So let me. So try to keep. If you haven't finished, try to share the screenshot in the chat. In the meantime, we're gonna continue talking about math. Okay.
Teacher, in the test there are two. We can leave the meeting early.
Sorry, in the test,
Yes,
there are
teacher. In the same box, we can leave the meeting early. Is correct?
they're different. They're
Okay,
different.
can math. Okay, yes, excuse me,
Yes.
teacher.
No worries, no worries. Okay. Okay, so now here I'm gonna show you some situations. Okay, so let's look at the example. Okay, so you are going to your best friend's wedding. So what must you do? So you can say you mustn't be late, right? Because your friend's gonna get mad at you. Or you can also say that you must wear nice clothes, right? So here it's like you are using must to give a strong advice. Do you remember the girls at the cinema? Like you must. Also, you can talk about social rules. For example, um, when you go to a formal event, you're supposed to dress up. I mean, to dress very nice. So that's why it's like it's mandatory, right? It's like a rule that you have to follow. Now here you have different scenarios, and I want you to choose a scenario and get a partner. You're gonna choose a scenario for a partner, and your partner has to make sentences with must. Okay, so for example, let's say that I say to Natalia, oh Natalia, you are at your grandmother's 80th birthday party, so what must you do? Okay.
What must I do? I mustn't be late.
Yeah, yeah.
I must bring her a present, and I think I must help with the organization of such important event because 80 years old, oh my God, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so that's the idea. So you're gonna choose the scenario for your partner, and your partner has to make the sentences with must. Okay, so just let me check. Okay, so Vanessa, very well, and Magnolia. Okay, so you didn't. I cannot see the score, but it looks, yeah, it looks well. So very well, everyone. So I just pasted I just pasted the exercise just in case that Silvana cannot see it. She can find it in the chat. Otherwise, you just can see it here. Let me know if it's too small, I can enlarge it. Oops. So, for example, Andres, let's say, Andres, you can ask Silvana to answer one of the prompts. So you're gonna tell Silvana, you are planning a trip to Asia. Okay, so what must Silvana do? And then Silvana says some things that she must do. Okay, does that make sense? So
For example, you must be the passport.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You must be the passport.
So, for example, let's say that you have to choose a partner, right? So, who would you choose? Vanessa.
Okay. I chose, for example, Magnolia.
For example, Magnolia. Okay. So you're gonna choose one of these scenarios for her.
Okay, and you are looking for a job. You are looking for a job. Yes, you are looking for a job.
You are looking for a job. Okay. So you're gonna say, Magnolia, you are looking for a job. So what must she do? What must Magnolia do? And then Magnolia answers. Well, I'm not supposed to say the answers, but yeah, Magnolia answers using must. Is that clear now, Vanessa?
Yes, I can understand that theory.
Okay, nice. Okay, so who wants to give it a try? Who wants to be the first one?
I want to start.
You want to start? Please go ahead.
Okay, Silvana, you are thinking about buying a pet.
Silvana, you there?
In this case, she must answer.
Unmute. Yeah, Silvana must say the answer. I don't know. Is Silvana here? Yes. Well, maybe someone else.
Okay, to Vanessa.
Can you repeat the answer, please? The question is
Yes. You are thinking about buying a pet.
I don't know if I can understand you, but I must, for example, I know I don't know I don't know how to say. For me, it's better. I must be adapt.
Okay, so pay attention. The question is, you are thinking of
about Yeah.
Mhm.
Estoy pensando en
Yeah.
adoptar una mascota, en comprar una
Mhm.
mascota.
Yeah. So
But
what must you do?
I must select the type of pet. I don't know.
Oh, the breed. The breed.
Like the breed.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, breed is like the kind of dog,
Ah,
right?
okay. Similar
Mhm.
to raza.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. In this case, I must select the breed by my pet.
Yeah. Yeah. You must select the pet's breed, and also I would say that you must choose what kind of pet, right? If it's
Okay.
a dog or a cat, I don't know. Maybe you can also talk about the place where you can get the
Okay.
animal, right? For example, you must go to an animal shelter. No, animal shelter is a place where stray dogs or stray cats can be adopted. You know, a stray dog is a dog that lives um, by itself in the streets. Let's say in the street, it's a stray dog, so no one is the owner of that dog or a cat. You can say a stray cat. So if you go to an animal shelter, as they were rescued from the streets, you can adopt them. Usually they are not very fancy dogs. I mean, they don't have like a pedigree, like um, I don't remember the names of breeds. Oh my goodness. Like a Rottweiler or things like that. No, they are stray cats. They usually don't have like a specific breed. We call it in Colombia criollos, right? So it's up to you. Okay, so Vanessa, now you can choose one
Okay, teacher.
scenario for a partner.
And the dictionary is bound to, let me see. Heidi, you are walking home alone at night.
Yeah, you are walking home at night. Let's say that Heidi, for example, let's say that you finished working and then you have to go to your house, walking, and it's dark, and it's at the night. It's a night, so what would you do? Okay, but in this case, it would be like more like what must you do?
Okay. Eh, Sorry, teacher. Give me 1 second. For example, you you must walking no walk very fast.
Yes, the scenario is for you. You can say I
Um,
must I
I
must
must.
walk. What do you say? Fast, like very fast. Yeah. Another could be you must um, go for well illuminated places, right? Like you must walk um, for safe places.
Or, for example, I must call someone.
Ah, yes, I might. Yeah, you can say I must go with maybe a coworker or maybe a friend. Yes, with someone. Yes, yeah, very well. Now, Heidi, you can ask someone else. You can choose a scenario for another partner.
To Veronica. Veronica, mm, you are planning a trip to Asia? Yes.
Okay. I hmm, I must learn some languages. Yes, I said I must learn some languages.
Okay, so Veronica answered the question.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know if she can hear you.
Mm, okay.
Okay, but very well. Yeah, very well, Veronica. Okay, so now I don't know. Is Andres here? Yeah, Andres says you must have your passport and money for that trip. I guess you're talking about the trip to Asia, right, Andres? Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay, Andres. If you can open your mic, I don't know if you're having problems with your mic or no. You can also choose a scenario for one of your partners. Okay. Or you can write it in the chat. Okay. Also, Magnolia. I don't know if your mic is working. You can also ask someone. Yeah, but try to choose a different one, and a scenario that no one has taken yet. Yes, yes, Andres. Yeah. So it's you're gonna choose only one for a partner. Okay. So if you want, you can ask, I don't know, maybe Magnolia, or you can ask Silvana or someone else. Yeah, so I was thinking about this scenario that Andres answered before about the trip to Asia. Yeah, so he said that you must have your passport and money for that trip. Yeah, but uh, I also would say that you must plan your trip, yeah, before you go, and you also must book the hotel or hotels in advance, right? I mean, book a hotel is to make the reservations. Okay, so Andres asks Magnolia, your boss has postponed an important meeting for next week. Okay, so Magnolia, what must you do? So Magnolia, just in case your answer, you're mute. Remember, if you want, you can speak or you can write in the chat.
Hi, teacher. The answer to question, yes, teacher.
Yes, you must answer the scenario. Okay. Can you see the scenario in the chat?
Uh-huh. It's okay. Uh, mm,
Teacher, the
yes,
scenarios only for
my
Magnolia or
boss
for everybody else?
for me.
Sorry, I was mute. So yeah, the scenario is for Magnolia, but I don't know, Magnolia.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Uh, Teacher, what is it? ¿Qué? Postponer?
Postponed.
Propuesto o aplazar.
Yes, yes,
Ajá.
yeah, that's the meaning. Yeah, so imagine that you had the meeting today, but your boss said, oh no, now we have the meeting for next week because today we had problems with the internet, so we better have the meeting next week. So it's like you canceled the meeting, but you rescheduled the meeting for another day. So you postpone yeah, it means like you set a later date than the expected, right? Is that clear, Magnolia? I can't hear you. Magnolia, are you mute? I don't know, Natalia, maybe you can give her a hand.
Okay, the scenario is your boss has postponed an important meeting for next week. And we have to use must and mustn't. Pero también need and don't need to, ¿cierto? Because I think that it applies. For example, I see that I don't have to go to the meeting. I I mustn't. I mean, I don't have to go. I mustn't worry about it. What else can I say? My boss must plan another meeting, in a different day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what ideas do you think are related to this situation, things that are necessary or not. Magno. I don't know if you can think of something else.
I don't know, maybe Magnolia is having problems with the internet. Another could be like you must set a reminder. It could be you must set an alarm or something like that, right? For the next meeting. If you already know what's the time for the next meeting. Okay, so let's go back. And now here you have another activity. It's another game. Again, I'm gonna try to show you first how to do it, and then you'll do it by yourself. Okay. Now this time you're gonna hear a listening. Okay. This one is about a listening. Okay. So I'm gonna show you my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Hmm? Can you see it?
Yes, teacher.
Yes? Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so again, we click on the start button.
I think you have a bad virus, Mr. Carlton. And this is giving...
And here you can press this button to hear, okay, the conversation. It's a conversation between a doctor and a patient. According to the conversation, you're gonna choose true or false to say if the statement, to answer to the statement. For example, Mr. Carlton must not stay in bed, but could lie down on a sofa. So it's the same audio for all the questions, but I just add the audio for all the questions just in case you didn't hear the first time. Okay, I'm gonna try to.
I think you have a bad virus, Mr. Carlton. And this is giving you a fever and making you feel tired. You must take some time off work and go home and rest.
But doctor, I have to go to London on business tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carlton, but you must not go to London. You have to stay at home and rest. You must not go outside and get cold or wet. You really must sleep as much as possible.
Do I have to stay in bed?
No, you don't have to stay in bed, but you must rest. So you could lie down on the sofa and sleep if...
Okay, do you hear? Do you listen to the conversation?
Yes.
Yes. So according to the conversation, you click true or false. Okay. So remember, if you have any questions or problems with the audio or maybe with the questions or the exercise, just let me know, okay? I'm gonna paste the link here and you can do it. Oh yeah, no worries, Heidi. Yeah, you're gonna practice now. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to bring like a listening exercise because, you know, speaking is not only when you say something, right, to speak, you also need to listen and to improve your listening skills, right? So that's why I brought you this exercise today. So I hope you enjoy it, you like it. Okay. So Manolia says true. Okay, so I cannot tell. Just try to answer and click on the link and go to the activity. Okay.
Must take some time off work and go home and rest.
Doctor, I have to go to London on business tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carlton, but you must not.
So remember, try to share the screenshot in the chat. Why it's important to share the screenshot in the chat? Because it's like, to me, the only way to assess you. And as you know, for every class, we keep in mind attendance and your participation. So this is part of your participation in class. Okay, so Veronica finished with 80%, one wrong. Okay, but you know it's okay because it was a high score, Veronica. So very well, yeah, very nice. We also have Magnolia. Okay, so Magnolia got a 60. Yeah. So maybe at the end, when everyone finishes, I'm gonna play the listening again to try to find the answers, okay? To try to check together. Okay, now we have Silvana. 100%. Yeah, very well, Silvana. Nice. Okay, so we'll continue recording the session. I don't know, anyone else has
Teacher.
questions about the activity? Yeah, Natalia?
Okay. The first time that I did the activity, I got a 60. And then the second time, I got a 100. But I disagree with the two questions that the activity said that I got wrong.
Okay, no worries. Let me know which are the questions.
Okay, the question that says he should rest and no, he should go home and he must not go to London. It says it should, but actually the doctor is saying you must not go to work. So
Okay.
when it says
For
it should, sounds like a recommendation, but the doctor is being very final, like you must not go to work. So that was counted as a mistake. Then when I did it the second time, I said, bueno, it must be true. It shouldn't be false because it's counting like I made a mistake. And then there was another one. I don't remember which one it was. That also there was something about the language. For example, he must not stay in bed, but he should lie on the sofa. The doctor doesn't say that he mustn't stay in bed. Because the doctor does say he must sleep as much as he can. So it's kind of contradictory to say he must not.
Yes, I know what you
So,
mean. Yeah.
so it says you don't have to be. It's not necessary, but they said it
Yes.
mustn't. So
Yeah.
that's why I disagree.
No, I understand. You know, I took this exercise from a book because actually I didn't want to make any mistakes, and actually because the book comes with the audio, right? I don't know if you know this book. Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
don't know. I was gonna ask you what is the name of the book.
yeah, it's English for everyone. I don't know. Yes.
Nice.
So sorry about that because I get your point. Yes. Yeah. So no worries, everyone. The most important thing is if you understood what the listening said. Okay, so let's talk about the listening, right? I'm gonna play it one more time. Okay, so here we, okay, so I think, yes, we have the listening.
Teacher, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
When I played the audio, I accidentally just listened when like most of the part of the audio, but then when I finished, then I realized that I didn't listen the end when the doctor said about the food. So yes, I thought that the audio ended, but not. I
No.
I accidentally didn't listen about the food.
Okay. So no worries, no worries. Now we're gonna try to listen together, and after we're gonna discuss, okay, the listening. Okay, so.
I think you have a bad virus, Mr. Carlton, and this is giving you a fever and making you feel tired. You must take some time off work and go home and rest.
But doctor, I have to go to London on business tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carlton, but you must not go to London. You have to stay at home and rest. You must not go outside and get cold or wet. You really must sleep as much as possible.
Do I have to stay in bed?
No, you don't have to stay in bed, but you must rest. So you could lie down on the sofa and sleep if you want to. You must drink lots of water and eat some good healthy food. Hot soups and fruit juices would be good.
Do I have to take any medicine?
No, you don't have to take any medicine. Antibiotics don't cure a virus. You just have to rest and keep warm.
Okay, so please let me know what's the situation. So we have a doctor, which is the woman, right? And the patient is the man. Is the man, right? So what are they talking about? What's the matter? What's the problem? So what's the problem in the listening? What do you think?
That Mr. Carlton has a virus.
Yes, yeah. So, and he's not feeling well. He's tired, right? Okay, and he has a fever, isn't it? So, now let's try to get the questions. So, Mr. Carlton has a fever and he's feeling tired. Is that true or false?
It's true.
True, okay. Now, let's move to the next one.
I think you have a bad virus, Mr. Carlton.
So, number 2, Mr. Carlton must not stay in bed, but could lie down on a sofa. This one is the one you were talking about, right, Natalia? Isn't it? Is this one?
Yes, it says Mr. Carlton must not stay in bed. It means he cannot stay in bed. I mean, it's not necessary. It's like you can't stay in bed.
Yeah. So it would have been better if the statement would have said Mr. Carlton doesn't need.
Oh, exactly. It's not
Stay in bed.
necessary that Mr. Carlton stays in bed. That would have been more accurate.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. But yeah, according to this book, it's true. I don't know why. Yeah, sorry about that.
I think you have a bad virus.
And then number 3, the doctor says he should rest and must not go to work. What do you answer for this one?
The first time around, I answered false because should rest sounds like a recommendation. not like it's mandatory, compulsory, and necessary. So that's why I was like, Then the second time around, I clicked true, but I disagree.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he should rest and must not go to work. Yeah, actually, I would choose this one just because of the last part, because right, so he must not go to work. Only I would choose that one. Sorry, what did you say?
I think that it's depending on the virus.
Okay, depending on the virus. Well, I don't know. Why do you think it depends on the virus?
Well, in a real situation,
Hmm?
it would be, for example, if he had COVID, he wouldn't go out.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something less dangerous, the meaning of should would
Would be better.
change. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I see your point.
I think you have a bad virus.
Okay, number 4. He has to drink a lot of water and healthy food. What do you answer, guys?
It is true.
Yes, true. Yeah, yeah, very well. And
I think you have a bad virus.
this is the last one, right? So again, ah no, this is another one. Mr. Carton must not stay at home or sleep too much.
False.
False.
This one, yeah, this one is it's false. Yeah, so weird. Let's say next. Yeah. So you see, I don't know why in this book they have that answer, yeah, for the other question. But I don't know, I hope you at least practice the listening part. Okay, guys, so let's move to the next slide. So now here you have 3 different situations, okay? So what is the right thing to do? Okay, so now we're gonna stop talking about must, and here you're gonna give advice, but more like a recommendation, okay, not something that is mandatory. No, imagine that these people here in the pictures are your friends, okay? So what would you say to your friends to give advice? Remember, being you're not being bossy, right? So you're gonna give advice in a friendly way. So it's like they can choose to follow your advice or not. So what would you say to these people here? For example, Rachel has an exam tomorrow, and John has a cold, and Ashley is tired today. So what is the right thing for each person to do? Oh, I'm gonna take the screenshot for Silvana. Okay. So remember, you can write in the chat or you can speak to practice. So it's up to you. So I don't know. For example, if I if my friend was Oh, Heidi says, sorry, teacher, the power has been going constantly. Oh, no worries, Heidi. I understand. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example, okay? So Rachel, this is gonna be for Rachel, okay? You should study hard. Pensive, pensive, what do you mean pensive? So Magnolia, Rachel, right? So you're gonna talk about Rachel. So Rachel has an exam tomorrow. Okay, so that's a situation. So you're gonna recommend something to do. Okay. So for example, I recommended Rachel, look at the chat. I would say to her, you should study hard. Why? Because she has an exam tomorrow. Oh, it's like she is, okay, yeah, she is thinking. Yes, yeah, because maybe she's worried. Maybe she's worried about the exam tomorrow, right? So, yeah, but you have to say the advice, the piece of advice. Yeah, she must study. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah, that's a good one, Heidi.
She mustn't sleep late.
She mustn't sleep late. Yes, yeah. Yeah, but remember this time, as this is your friend and you are trying to give her options, this time try to use should instead of must. Okay, so yeah, that one was really nice. Yeah, like she should sleep early today, or she shouldn't sleep late, right? Yeah, that one, it's very well. Silvana says, John should take medicine. Okay, yes, yeah. That's good. Yeah. What about Ashley? Ashley is tired today, so what would you recommend her? Or for example, even for John, if he has a cold, you could say like you should take the COVID test, or go you should go to the doctor. Yeah, I don't know. He must go to the doctor to treat his cold. Yeah, actually, for this one, you can use, yeah, you can use must, or sometimes you can use should. Yeah, for this one. Ashley should take a break. It would be a good idea to meditate for a while. Okay, Natalia. Okay, tell me, can you elaborate more about that one, Natalia?
Yeah, if she's tired, uh, maybe she's been working too hard. Maybe she should take a break. And meditation helps. Meditation does help. I know because I do it. When I'm very tired, I just pause and I use YouTube. There are people who share meditations, like, 5-minute meditation thing. You just close your eyes and follow the voice and do your couple of deep breaths, and it helps. It makes you feel connected to yourself for at least 5 minutes. It does help. So it's an advice. It's not a bad advice.
Okay.
I mean it.
Yeah. Thank you, Natalia. Yeah. I had no idea that you can find that on YouTube, but yes. Verónica.
Okay. John should take acetaminophen.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Heidi raised her hand. Heidi?
Regarding the last picture, I can say Ashley should take a day off.
Okay, Ashley. Okay. A day off, but okay. So, but pay attention. Yeah, she's tired today. Yes. She should take a day off. Very well, Heidi. Manolia says Ashley could relax by the pool. That sounds nice. Yeah, very nice. Why not? Yeah, relax by the pool. Heidi, do you want to say anything else because you have your hand raised? No? Okay. So for the cold, for John, you can also say, maybe if he has a headache, you can say, yeah, the acetaminophen is good. It's a good recommendation, but you can also say that you should take a painkiller. Okay, so a painkiller, it's a medicine you take for a headache. Okay, it's a painkiller. Yeah, usually for a headache, or maybe if your body is sore, if your body is in pain, is sore, yeah, you can also take a painkiller like Advil, Tylenol. In Colombia, we have Dolex, I remember. Yes, it's a painkiller.
That's in case he feels weak.
Yeah, and also, yeah, because sometimes, yeah, we feel weak because we are in pain, right? Yes, yeah. Yes, okay. Now for Rachel, I would also say that maybe she should study in a quiet place, right? So maybe she should study in at the library, or maybe she should study with friends. Yeah, another one. Okay, so here we had some answers. So she should go to bed early. That's for Ashley. Sorry, that would be for Rachel, actually. He should take some medicine. Yes, John. She should study today. Actually, that's more for Rachel. I don't know why. Okay. So now here we have the grammar structure. I'm going to take the screenshot again for Silvana. And here we have, should is very easy because if you already know how to use might, must, and may, and all the other modal verbs, it's the same. It's the same rule, okay? So first the subject, then the modal verb should, and then the base form of the verb. Very easy, very straightforward. The negative, should not or shouldn't, right? And here you have some examples. You should do something. That means that it is a good thing to do. It is the right thing to do. That's why you were giving advice to those 3 people before, right? Now, Tom doesn't study enough. He should study harder, right? So he should, and then the verb study, and then harder, it's a comparative adjective. Now, it's a good film. You should go and see it. It's a good film. You should. So you don't have to. It's your option. But it's my suggestion. It's my advice. It's my piece of advice. Okay. And now here you have a picture of a mother and her daughter, and she's saying, you shouldn't watch TV so much. Actually, I would say that nowadays is you shouldn't be on your phone so much, right? Because people, and especially teenagers, they love to be on social media all the time. Okay, so you shouldn't do something. It means that it is not a good thing to do. Okay, so remember the difference between the should and must is like must is stronger. Now, shouldn't is the contraction of should not. Tom shouldn't go to bed so late. You watch TV all the time. You shouldn't watch TV so much. Okay. And here now, this one is a little bit different. Now we have should and ought. So ought is more formal. You can replace should with ought, but to be honest, it's not very common. Why is not common? Because it's more formal, right? So usually people just say should. Any questions about this? Now, if you
For the moment,
no, sorry,
for the moment, not.
no. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the only difference between these two, I would say, is in the grammar structure, right? Because with should, you don't use the infinitive form of the verb, right? So you don't use to. But without, yeah, you need to use ought. Now here you have some pictures, and for each picture you have a situation. You're going to choose the right answer according to that situation. Then for number one, I think she should buy a new house. So this is the piece of advice. Okay. So which one do you think it matches with this piece of advice? John is overweight, Taylor saved a lot of money, or he wants to learn Japanese?
John is overweight. I think he should eat less fatty food.
Yes, very well. Okay. Okay, so Manoli is writing. Anybody else wants to give it a try for one of the other ones? Okay, so Manolia says, example, I should practice English more if I want to be an excellent teacher. Okay, I should. Yes, yeah. If you want to be an excellent teacher. Yes, yeah. Heidi.
Taylor saved a lot of money, much as I think she should buy a new house.
Yes, yeah. She should buy a new house. Yeah, very well, Heidi. Okay, and the last one, he wants to learn Japanese. Is the last option, right? So I think he should enroll in a course. Yeah, when you enroll in a course is when you sign up. You say, oh, I want to join this course. Okay, so once you enroll, you are able to join the classes. So maybe you may have to pay a fee or something to enroll in a course. Heidi, do you want to say something? You have your hand raised.
He wants to learn Japanese. Matches, I think he should enroll in a course.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, now here we have some pictures. For each picture, we have a situation. Okay, so here it says that you can use he should or he shouldn't or she should or she shouldn't. So according to the situations. For example, number one, she shouldn't watch TV so much. Why? Because her mother says you watch TV too much. Now, if you want to say an affirmative one, you could say she should play with her friends and not, or she shouldn't watch TV so much. So you can use should and shouldn't. Or for example, you eat too much. So what would you say to this guy? What would be your advice, your piece of advice?
Teacher, in the second picture, he shouldn't eat too much.
Yes, he shouldn't eat too much. Yeah. Now tell me, what other piece of advice would tell him and using should?
Number three, she shouldn't work so hard.
Yeah, she shouldn't work so hard. Yes.
She should stop working earlier.
Yeah, she's sweating. Or maybe she should work part-time, or maybe she should enjoy her free time, and she should have more free time, or she should talk to her boss, right? So I don't know.
She should take vacations.
Okay, yeah. She should go on vacation. Yes. Very well. Yeah, and for the guy who eats too much, you could also say you should eat healthy food, because you see he's like eating rice and fried chicken and I don't know, but it looks like fatty foods. So you should eat healthy food, or you should eat less, or you should exercise more, right? So there are many pieces of advice that you can say to these people here. He should exercise on vacation. Okay, yeah, why not? Yes. Yeah. Okay, and look at number 4. You drive too fast. My goodness. You drive too fast. So what would you say to that guy? Heidi?
Yes. For example, about the number 4, He shouldn't drive too fast.
Yeah, he shouldn't drive too fast. Yes. And Andres says, I should finish my studies in a year. Okay, nice. Oh, so Andres, so you're about to finish, right? Okay, so now how do you make questions with should? If you're gonna ask a yes no question, you can use this structure. Okay, so you just start with the modal verb, yeah, should, then the subject, and after the verb, right? So remember, for questions, we usually just switch the order. So should I stay or should I go? Ah, that's a song. Should I stay or should I go? And then for the WH questions, you add, okay, the WH word at the beginning. So what should I do? Or where should I go? Okay, so Andres is an example. Okay, yeah, good. Magnolia says he should start a healthy eating plan. Yeah, very well, Magnolia. Nice. Okay, so this is for questions, right? Very simple, very similar to the other modal verbs. Very similar. Now here, this is a different kind of questions you can ask with should. So usually you're gonna ask, let's say you ask a friend for a suggestion, and then you say, oh, do you think I should buy this hat? Do you think, right? And then your friend may answer, yes, I think you should. Or no, I think you shouldn't buy that hat. Okay. Another question is with WH words. In this case, what time? What time do you think we should go home? I think we should go home at 10 p.m. So I think it is a good idea. Remember, when we're using should, we don't want to be bossy, right? So we are saying the piece of advice in a very friendly suggestion, so the other person can take our advice or not. Okay, so but do you think, remember this structure, okay? Do you think I should buy this hat? Okay. So in the chat, try to ask a question, okay, very similar to this one, about about you. So imagine you're asking for suggestion. Maybe you're talking to a friend and you're asking for a recommendation. Do you think, for example, do you think I should travel now? Do you think I should travel now? Maybe not, right? Maybe it's not a good idea. So I think, no, I think you shouldn't, right? Or do you think I should get a new job? Do you think I should get a new job? Or maybe, do you think Silvana says, do you think I should eat fast food at night? I would say it's not a good idea, but it's delicious. Yeah, so do you think I should change my hairstyle? Yeah, maybe a new look, right? Do you think I should buy new clothes? Vanessa says, do you think I should listen songs to improve my pronunciation? Yeah, the only thing is listen to songs. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Music it's very important. Yeah. So actually for next class, I'm gonna try to find a song, yeah, for next lesson. Yeah. Yeah, listen to songs. Yeah, it's very good to listen to songs because if you sing along, I mean, if you're maybe reading the lyrics and you read along the music, you can catch the intonation, the pronunciation, right? And the more you practice, the better. Oh, you're welcome.
My example is, do you think I should learn Mandarin? Chinese, excuse me.
Yeah,
Chinese.
Mandarin. Yeah, Mandarin is. Yeah, I would say that. I think yeah, you should. Yeah, if because it's gonna be one of the most popular languages to speak. It's gonna be like the second language of the business. What do you think I should?
Actually, I am learning that language.
Nice, nice. Ni hao.
Guten Hao.
Oh, good. Yeah, nice. Okay, Andres says, do you think I should stop wearing old clothes? Well, it depends, because sometimes old clothes are like classic. So they're never out of trendy. They're never out of trend. So they could be, yeah, like classic. Manolia, do you think I should go visit my family? Well, if everyone is well and safe, I think you should. Do you think I should teach Spanish? Yeah, why not? Definitely. In my experience teaching Spanish, I mean to foreigners, it's very difficult. In my experience, yeah. But I don't know. Okay, so now I brought you these topics here. Okay, so this is the last part of our class today. So here you have some topics. If you want to talk about a different topic, you are welcome. Okay, so you can do it. No worries. And for example, here, some drugs should be legalized. Do you agree or disagree? Okay. And you can say, I think some drugs, and if you want, you can explain, like marijuana should be legalized because So I want you to give me a reason, okay? I'm gonna take the screenshot.
I think Facebook should be banned because there are many scammers there and there are many cases of phishing and also Facebook wants to collect all of the information by WhatsApp, Instagram, and maybe in the future it could it could create another app to spy us.
Mhm. Yes, I know what you mean. There are many people talking about that. Yeah, actually, they are concerned. Actually, I have some friends who have had problems because somebody has taken their accounts. Yes, and they have been scammers. Yeah, they have extortion other people. Yes, yeah, lots of problems going on.
Yes, there are many old men that pretend to be young men
Yes,
making fake accounts.
making fake accounts. Um, actually, I'm gonna try to remember. Okay, and I'll tell you later. But there's a new app which is worse than Facebook, and it's worse because with that app, you if you want, you don't write a name for that account, and you don't need to. Oh, you see, you don't need to identify yourself. You don't need to write like a cell phone number, anything. Heidi says, I think drugs shouldn't be legalized. Okay, Heidi, tell us why you think, why do you think so? So everyone can choose one answer, one topic, one prompt, and can discuss if you, I don't know, if you agree or if you disagree with the statement. Remember, it's okay to agree or to disagree because it's your opinion, okay? So there's no right answers. For example, about Facebook, maybe you can say, oh, I think Facebook shouldn't be banned. Yeah, because many people have their businesses on Facebook, or maybe because you can connect and you can connect to friends. I don't know. It's up to you. The idea is just to give arguments to explain. And this is, I think that drugs should be legalized in a similar way as Amsterdam did. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. You there,
Well,
Manole?
we respect people should have only one child. Child. I believe that people should have the number of children that can provide a life in dignity. Is my opinion.
Yes, it's your opinion, and I respect. Yeah, we respect your opinion. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So you explain, yeah, very well uh, your point, right? Yeah,
Okay,
that's good.
teacher.
Yeah, good. Haley says, how about drugs, right? Because people don't know how to handle their use. Drugs usually destroy people's lives. Mm, I understand. I understand what you mean. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, Natalia, you're silent. You are a
I
little bit
am, I
silent.
am, I'm thinking about what I want to say. I don't know what to say. Well, teacher, some drugs should be legalized.
Mm,
Uh,
for example,
I agree. I agree. You know why I agree? Because
why?
there are drugs that help in certain situations, and that's why doctors take them into consideration for specific cases. For example, marijuana can be medicinal for people who suffer from cancer or that have anxiety attacks. So sometimes drugs play a part for certain conditions that don't affect normal people. When you are normal, you don't need those stuff. But when you have a condition, you you might need help. And if that drug can provide that help to improve the quality of life, why not? I mean, if we think about it, cigars are drugs and they are legal. And they don't do anything good for people. I mean,
Yes.
this is just contamination of the environment, and your fingers smell, your bad breath also smell and stinks. And nobody says anything. Like, people are not judged because you smoke Marlboro. Same thing happens with alcohol. It's a drug that helps, to make people feel happier, but it doesn't have any value. Uh,
Mm,
or probably it does. Um the thing is, it's a cultural. I think we instead of attacking the drug thing, we should consider the way we are educating people. I mean, it's a matter of education and culture. This is a culture that is Colombia. People in Colombia drink a lot. There are too many borrachos on the street. That's the
mm,
truth. And we normalize it with, oh, I don't know, partido de fútbol calls for beers, for example. That's normal, yeah. So um, I don't know. I wouldn't judge on legalization or not. I just think that every case is different, and that's why I don't dare to give a straight opinion because it's like the topic of abortion. Like abortion should be legalized or abortion shouldn't be legalized. I mean, who are we to
yes.
to judge? I wouldn't dare to say shouldn't. That's something. That's something. Every case is different. There is a
Mhm.
patriarcado idea that wants to regulate women's body. So instead of saying abortion shouldn't be legal, why don't we say men should get, ¿cómo se dice eso? The operation for them not to have children because they are the cause of the pregnancies as well. So I don't know. My mind has opened in that sense, and I don't want to judge people for whatever it is that they do, because having a child and not wanting to have the child is gonna be a hell for that child once he's out.
Excuse me.
Mm.
I
Eh,
think it's called sterilization or something.
yes, yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, when men um, can't have children is when you sterilize them, but clinically, right? Through a surgery. Yes, so I know what Natalia says. I know her point. Uh, to be honest, I feel like in the same way. Um, well, Heidi says, I also think that there are better ways to deal with the problem of drugs. And you know, the problem of drugs, it's very, wow, very difficult. Here in Canada, the first time when I arrived, everything, I remember that I used to take the bus every day, and you could smell marijuana everywhere. And at that time, it wasn't legalized. At that time. Now, 2 years after marijuana was legalized by the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, the one who is still in charge. To be honest, there's not much change. You still smell marijuana everywhere. So people will find a way to get drugs. What's the main difference? Why marijuana was legalized in Canada? Because when you legalize drugs, they have to pay taxes. Taxes means impuestos. Okay, I'm gonna write that. Now, if they pay taxes, that money goes to the government. And here in Canada, thank goodness, that money goes to people. Yeah, because health is free and the government helps people in many ways, right? Now, in Colombia, it's a little bit different, right? And also when you have, yeah, in the US, it depends on the state, yeah, but here is across the country. So if you're in Canada, you can buy your weed everywhere. I know an old woman, an older person, an older woman who needs marijuana for her medicinal treatment, okay? And she had it by prescription. So the doctor recommended marijuana to her for her illness. Okay. Yes, there are some other drugs that I would say they don't benefit people at all. But when you restrict something, people will get it anyway. And the problem is when people get things in an illegal way, usually illegal things are linked to violence and crime, right? But when something is legal, for example, here you can go to a store and you can buy everything safe. I don't know because I haven't tried that, but I can see, you can see stores everywhere. Yeah, like crazy. So people can make money and the country can be better because people benefit from health and all the investment the government does in people. Andres says, Magnolia says, I believe that legalizing drugs would worsen the situation in Colombia, such as the economy, addiction, crime, among others. I don't know, Magnolia. To be honest, if you go to Colombia, I've met people here, Canadians that have traveled there, and they say, oh, Colombia is like the Olympics of drugs. Okay, so it's like you can find it, you can buy it without any problem in Colombia.
And cheaper.
Yes, and cheaper. Yeah, yeah. Actually, they go there because of drugs and sex, which is bad. But yeah, it's terrible. Yes, actually, Andres, the class it's over. We have finished for today. I don't know. Do you have Any questions? So I again, I deeply respect your opinions, and you are always welcome to express your point of view. I understand the concern about drugs because they are, yeah, they can destroy families. Yeah, that's totally true. They can destroy families. They can be very bad. And but education is the clue, as Natalia said before. Okay, everyone, any questions about the topic today? No, no questions or comments, whatever you want to say. Yeah, remember, you're welcome and free to say what
No,
you want.
teacher, to tell you thank you for this wonderful class because you are always bringing different activities, making us do all sorts of things. I think it's a shame that I speak so much. I would like to listen to the others speak, like what they truly believe, because this is the opportunity for us to, to connect. I am from Cartagena, for example, and I see that there are students here that are from other other cities of Colombia,
Yeah.
and the teacher herself is in Canada. And I love when I listen to you guys speaking because you have an accent, and I say, okay, this guy is from Bucaramanga, and this lady is from Medellin, and this other lady is from,
Yeah.
and you have different ways of thinking, and it could be, nice if we could just participate and speak our minds and
Mm.
laugh. It would be nice because the class is interesting. I mean, this topic, at least I know that we have all very different opinions, but it would be nice to listen to you saying them in English.
Yes, yes. I totally would like to hear more, yeah, from you guys. Yes. Yeah, because the idea is to practice your speaking abilities, right?
So, teacher, do you live in Canada?
Yes, I live in Canada.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
why
from
you
Cartagena.
have good accent.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I don't know.
Yes, because
I still
I
have an accent, to be honest. I still have an accent. Yeah.
no, I mean I had American teachers in the institute, and they said, for example, eh, the right way to say understand is understand, or well, some words like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh.
it's the way to have the accent.
Mm. Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, I don't know, I guess after some time we improve, right? After practicing every day. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So you say I don't like Facebook. Me neither, but yeah. Okay, guys. Bye. Take care. See you next class. See you next Saturday. Okay. Bye.
Bye, teacher. Thanks so
Bye,
much
teacher.
for your
Thank you
time.
very much.
Thanks.
Bye bye, teacher. Have a
Goodbye.
nice
Bye
weekend.
bye. You too. Bye. Okay.
Bye.